Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to the Spaceless Realms Podcast. Today I'm here with Kalki, Calican King, the one and only Alpha and Omega. And yeah, today we are here to just talk about all sorts of knowledge and information stemming from one source that encompasses everything. And that source is truth. That source is cosmic energy, the cosmic energy that flows through our veins, which nurtures our body, the energy that supplies us with health and regeneration whenever we wake up from a sleep. And yeah, in turn, this world has become very illusory and very veiled. So today, me and Kalki will be discussing how to unveil that mystery and bask in
Indeed.
truth and
The
radiance.
bold statement, it's a lot to live up to, but I guarantee you we will at least partially lift the veil for people to realize that. That's what I feel like my destiny and my goal and my mission is in this existence and in many others. And I
Yes.
feel like we come back over and over to finish our mission until it's finally done. And we're living, many people, from religious people to non religious people to scientific people to rational people to environmentalists and activists would agree that we're living the greatest mass extinction in 65 million years in history. That's not a debatable fact. So we're
Why do you,
living in
yo, wait,
times
wait. Yo, why do you say 65 million years? Where does that number come
because
from?
since the dinosaurs were wiped off the face of the planet with the comet that may or may not have crashed in the Fertile Crescent and created the Fertile Crescent's remnants, meteoric remnants that allowed for the Garden of Eden to grow, that was the last time when these dinosaurs were wiped off the face of the earth and what we think as modern prehistory started existing. Our evolutionary scale of mammals and other beings that replace those reptiles. Basically, from that point on, we've never polluted and destroyed the planet so much in 65 million years, but we've created that in the last 100 years of human existence with industrialization. So
That's
that's how massive that is. If that's not pulling the veil over our eyes, like a lot of us need to realize we live in privilege and stability at the expense of other people living in slave labor conditions and abuse and torture and rape and genocide. So we live a comfortable life. The chosen few live a comfortable life in this capitalistic society that pulls the proverbial wool over our eyes to make us feel like we allow ourselves to have that privilege, like we're somehow gifted enough to have the privilege to live in these coddled conditions. But at the end of the day, that's not the survival of the fittest. That's just some kind of industrial lie that we've been forced into.
Oh, oh, okay. I wanted to talk to you about something. I was thinking about this when I was coming back from my run. So, for example, um, this is Earth, and then all of the other planets are surrounding Earth in this galaxy, and all of the energies. When you're on Earth, you can summon all the energies from the different planets. So,
Yeah,
like Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, everything. Yeah. So that made me think, if we can channel that energy from other planets, other galaxies, other universes, do you think beings on other planets are working with Earth and channeling Earth's energies to their planet?
of course. Interconnectedness would say that that's a basic fact. Like that's the quantum correlation would state that that's inevitable. It's an absolute certainty. Even the
Mm.
quantum consideration of that reality is enough to bring it into existence
Yeah.
in metaphysics.
Mhm. And
So, or in quantum
one more
physics.
thing,
Yeah,
that also made me think that Earth is like a combination of all the other planets.
it
You know what I mean?
is. It's
Yeah.
it's a it's a kind of a jigsaw puzzle to the cosmos.
Yes, yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's beautiful to see that, and I think one of the greatest ways we can allow ourselves to see that magical reality is to look all around us in nature and in what we've created from human and supernatural made existence, from the wonders of the world to great architecture to beautiful projects for environmental freedom and sustainability. We can look at what we've created as a civilization on the positive spectrum and be proud of that. But we need to transfer that into this reality and realize that we can't keep supporting a war machine that's living off of oil and death and torture and rape and genocide. You can't
Mm.
fertilize a plant by putting a bunch of dead, rotten meat and pouring milk and cheese and eggs around it. Everything is going to rot and it's going to contaminate the ground. But if you actually put mulched vegetables, mulched leaves, mulched plants, that actually enriches the soil with minerals and nutrients that allow the plants to grow. We're very similar to the plant. We need what the plant breathes in order to exist. That's what Elder Red Crow actually said and spoke of. So from the Hopi prophecies, they say we need what the plant and the tree breathes for us, and the tree needs what we breathe back out. So we have a common destiny with the tree. We have a common destiny with the earth, but we're not supposed to be feeding ourselves rotten, decomposed flesh and byproducts of torture and rape and slaughter. This is how everybody has been made to age faster. The secret to immortality is literally just being plant-based and healthy. Ask a Rastafarian, they would tell you that. Ask an indigenous person, they would tell you that. The secret to not aging is quickly. And if you look at Eastern philosophies, Eastern cultures, in general, they age a lot slower. They look and are a lot healthier. Their martial arts, their medicine, their philosophy, their mathematics, their astronomy, their civilizations are extremely developed, extremely efficient. Even in the, modern capitalistic sense, they transcend the boundaries of what we consider to be success. And at the same time, they blend that in seamlessly and effortlessly with their ancient civilizations and traditions. So we have a lot to learn from Eastern philosophies, from Northern philosophies, from indigenous philosophies, but we are so stuck up in this system of capitalism, which is like this land of false opportunity if you work your ass off to scam other people, that somehow people are still clinging on to bits and parts of the crumbling empire, hoping to get some kind of money out of it before everything falls apart. But we really need to start thinking different in order to transition the world into what it's meant to be, which is to say, we're living at the edge of a cliff. We're living in a mass extinction. We need to shift the planet and be sustainable. So, yeah, I think, in that sense, the most logical thing to do in those situations is to go with what seems like the route of least effort that a lot of people would say. Put a lot of effort into changing your life, of course. Don't do the least effort in terms of changing the reality of what you've done. But most people would say it's a lot harder to work a hardcore 9-to-5 job that you hate and put all your effort and energy and drain your soul in something like that than it is to actually do the least effort possible. Buy what's the cheapest and most affordable, which is actually vegan, plant-based, local, non-processed food in large quantities that you can buy from local farmers. Buy something that's healthy for you. Go support your community. The community will support you. Go to your local food bank if you need to. You can find healthy options there too if you can't afford anything else. Go repurposing, upcycling, dumpster diving, thrift shopping. All of these are the routes of least effort. They cost the least money. They're the most sustainable. They're the best for the environment and for the community. But we force ourselves into realities that cost us more money, that cost us our health, that cost the environment's health, that cost us our future and the future of the youth. And at the same time, we don't even realize it doesn't benefit us. So it's a win-win-win to actually think consciously.
It's a win to think consciously. Yeah, I don't know where it's from, but I read somewhere that like the two gifts bestowed, the Kabbalion, the two gifts bestowed upon humanity was the mind and shit. I think the ability to think for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and have like your
I
own.
would say the emotional spectrum is extremely complex as well for the right individuals, which are the left ones.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, just remember, if something isn't represented in spirituality, it's probably what you should be studying. If something isn't represented in politics, that's probably what you should be. If you look at like mainstream depictions of what science and knowledge is, look at what they're trying to discredit, and that's probably where you'll find your answers. Everything that's being hidden in the last days and times, where everything has been inverted from good to evil, is what the apocalypse or apocalypso, the black nymph, or the revelation, the lifting of the veil, is the unveiling of the goddess, revealing to us what timelessness and primordial darkness, primordial elements, what the cosmos is.
That's cool. I love how you said that. That's so true. Shit. Yeah, like, yeah, honestly, you're just like, you're killing this, man. Everything that you're saying.
Yo, likewise. Honestly, to me, It's simple, because the lifting of the veil is every single day. People are waiting for one day for the apocalypse to happen and Jesus to fly down from the sky
Yeah.
with a bunch of prophets and aliens and to people to get judged and then fire and brimstone. But it's not like that. Apocalypse is every day. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that's I feel like that's part of the programming where like honestly the Most High God really does not care, you know, like there's evil going on all day every day. Like a lot of things happen for no reason. So yeah, that's where you have to find your strength in that kind of myriad of existence, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm sure you've heard the saying like we're just like God experiencing itself. And but we're all fragments of God that disconnected from the source, since we are
Yes.
split in this physical reality.
That makes sense. Just like being
Mhm.
drops of water in the ocean or waves in the ocean.
Hmm.
But we're experiencing the whole at the same time. We're all interconnected.
Hmm. But all of the struggle that we go through, it's all just to make us to figure out who we truly are, you know?
Hmm.
Well said, man. Well said.
Yo, likewise.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to see the intricacies of like the tapestry of existence, of magic, of supernatural aspects, of ethereal, paranormal,
Hmm.
mythical, fantastical elements of existence. But then we have to remember society and capitalism and so-called democracy in the modern world, postmodernism, post-colonialism. Those are all illusions. Those are
Hmm.
all like blanket statements and words to cover up the reality of war and destruction and colonialism and disease.
Going into that. So I came to a more broader state of awareness when first focusing on more of an organic lifestyle, and then that led to me refining my psychic kind of my psychic senses to be able to like tune into um those kind of that kind of knowledge of just everlasting life. And yeah, for example, like what I'm trying to get at is I used to be very dumbed down, so I was very asleep in that sense. But then as I'm gradually going through this continual awakening, you open your mind up to the potential that really exists in this realm. Um, shit, I don't know where I'm going with this, but basically,
No, it
like,
makes a lot of sense.
uh, what I'm trying to say is like, there's so much potential that is meant to be discovered in this realm and of ourselves and our essence and what we truly are. So yeah, like I don't know, there's just so much here. And it seems like that veil is so strongly like binding people to everything, you know? It's very, I don't know, it's very like demeaning to see that.
It is. I like to think that like it's like being caught in old spider webs that are just from dead spiders from a long time ago, and it's like veiling, clouding your reality. There's layers and layers of it. But this is why I love martial arts. This is why I love shadow boxing. This is why I love sword training, because I feel like I'm slicing through karmic and psychic bonds of attachment to different realities from past lives that no longer serve an active purpose in my existence. So I feel like this is what the meaning of exercise and exercising is. So you
Mm,
exercise your
mm.
demons by exercising, literally. You're exercising yourself back into your true superhero shape. And then at the same time, you're battling the psychic forces that are trying to entrap you or drain your energy or leech you. And I feel like with blades in particular, with certain weapons, it could be a stick, it could be like, but anything that you can spin around, any weapon or tool that you can use, that you can dance with in a sense, especially sharp ones, they can break through these psychic binds.
Bro, exercising, exorcising, bro. That's
Yeah.
insane. That's
right?
on motivation, bro. I'm gonna like turn into a beast now that you said that. Like,
You already have, man. You're like you're on it like crazy. Me, you're a
mhm.
black belt martial arts expert. I'm a drunken master, but you mastered both sides of the spectrum, you know?
Yeah. A close friend of mine says pain is weakness leaving the body.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. They say suffering is inevitable, but pain is optional. I feel that because when I slice myself, when I've cut myself or I harm myself, I laugh. I drink the blood and I laugh.
Yeah,
To me, that's Muay Thai training.
that is Muay Thai training. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it all comes with letting go and learning how to let go and let that pain enter you and free you from your bondage, you know? Like my greatest breakthroughs were working out and seeing how much I could push myself and how much like limitations, like subconscious limitations I'd put on myself, and then I could always like break through to the next plateau. It's honestly so
Exactly.
fascinating.
How would
Yeah,
we
like
know what pleasure is without pain? Great pain can actually allow you to appreciate great pleasure.
yeah, indeed, indeed. Huh.
Suffering sometimes is worse than physical pain. Psychic suffering can be worse than physical pain.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
yeah, I would say to wake up to our dream state, let's pull the veil, let's live our dream life. Blend your dream reality with this reality, become the superhero you want to be, exercise your demons,
Hmm.
exercise yourself. And the
Hmm.
next thing you know, be careful what you put in your body. Water is life, food is medicine. We are what we eat. The next thing you know, you'll be well on your path to infinite evolution.
Perfect. One more thing though, stemming into what you said, our astral body. Of course, we have this physical body, and then we have the dream body, the astral body. But for the large majority of people, because they're so disconnected from their dream self, the astral body is like lost somewhere, but your soul has to go find that. So then you can like it's like a web, you know? It's like here's your physical body and your soul in this body, and then here's your astral body. You have to like create a web that connects and links them both. So then
Yeah.
you're connected both to your astral body, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, and then you're also your avatar in this realm, you're connected to that. So then it's like a streamline kind of connection. So how do we go about strengthening our connection to the higher self, the astral body, and strengthening the psychic senses?
It goes hand in hand, which anybody can tell, and you'll know in 2 seconds when I say this too, with strengthening the faculties of the pineal gland, which is the seat of the super soul, the
Mhm.
phoenix, and the seat of Manipura, which is the seat of the soul in the solar nexus, the solar plexus. So the soul's nexus is at the solar plexus, and the super soul is
The
at the
soul's
pineal gland,
nexus is at the
which
solar
is where
plexus.
exactly.
Yeah.
And at the pineal gland is where the super soul is. That's the seat of the soul. When your soul travels and doubles up from a soul to a super soul, you have two spirits in one, from Manipura to Ajna. Then suddenly both light up. You have the Paramhansa state, the great swan taking flight in the brain activity patterns, which becomes like a giant phoenix. And then you're at 216 quantum stable density levels. And the next thing you know, you're encompassing the wrath and anger and the primordial love and chaos and harmony of all of existence. So, in order to get to that level, you need to actually have awareness, as you said, of intersectionality with your spiritual self, your astral self, your emotional self, your subtle
Yeah.
body, your causal,
Mhm.
your psychic body. But the psychic is the heart of the psychic mind is within the pineal gland, and that's the seat of the super soul. So once the soul and the super soul merge together and double up and actually become this blazing vibrational activity of a pine cone vibrating at high frequencies, which is projecting visions of quantum futures manifesting. You manifest your seventh sense, a self-professing destiny. you're manifesting your eighth sense, which you're shapeshifting into the great phoenix in Paramhansa in psychic form. And then you become, in that sense, the sustainability summit of creation in a psychic sense. But to reach that level, the phoenix mythologically is said to only feed off of one drop of dew, one dewdrop every million years. That's how sustainable a phoenix is.
Wow.
So when it enters, like in Jean Grey in the X-Men, or when it enters Legion, or when it enters one of the, when one of the Marvel comics or DC comics or any of the beings that are imbued, it's like being imbued with the primordial wrath of Sekhmet and the Tao and Bastet and Kali and Guan Yin, all at the same time. You have the summit of creation, this dragon, primordial fiery dragon energy force that comes into your super soul in the pineal gland, and it enlightens up your capacity, boosts you up to 216% brain activity in overdrive. And the next thing you know, you can manifest absolute miracles. But to reach that level of consciousness is almost unthinkable in human form unless you have extremely pure intention, which again would go with the purity of the water in your body, which is what the combusting fuel for the hydrogen is. The oxygen is used to combust the hydrogen, and then you have water vapor left. So we're 80% water. That's what turns us into a blazing phoenix in astral form.
Bro, if you had a mic, you would drop it right now. That was bomb.
Yo, thank you. Likewise.
Okay, I bless the space. Thank you to all of the energetic forces that tuned into this. Yeah, perfect. The meeting is about to hang up, so that was the perfect time to wrap it up. So yeah, thank you. I bless the space. I'm sure this spider in the corner of my room is listening into this and just like being like, wow, that's dope.
Sub-Zero wins. Flawless victory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, peace to everyone out there. Peace to all the people that are listening. Really appreciate everything. Thank you for actually tuning in to whoever you are. Even if it's just a few of you, literally a couple hundred people, a couple dozen people, it changes the world because each one teach one,
Each one teach one. Exactly. All right. Well, thank you. We'll see you in the next one.
Likewise. Peace.
Peace.